Hi everyone, how you going? Come on today to do my first, well, sort of week. It's not quite the end of the week, but I've come on to do my first background page for my 2017 journal for my hashtag my year 2017. I've already started doing, I've done my words page, and I've just started in my calendar here. I just thought I'd just either doodle or write something in art-wise that I have been doing that day. So just for an example, for the Sunday I chose my words and I actually did my introductory page for my words, and then on the Monday was my sister's birthday and I rang her in Wagga, and I also went for a swim. I do a lot of that in January. I swim a lot because it's really stinking hot. So I just drew a little telephone, and then on Tuesday it had rained all Monday night and it was raining most Tuesdays, so I didn't want to go out, so I just more or less done art all day, and it was just wonderful. I got so many things done and I just loved it. So that's what I thought I'd use this little calendar for. Oh, plus putting in, you know, people's birthdays and special occasions. And like here I've penciled in the hashtag 2017 My Giant Life Art. That's going to be hosted by Anne Williamson, and that comes out on this Saturday apparently, so I've got that in so I don't miss it. And also I've got this little sticker that says Fairy Floss with a clown on it and some balloons. My daughter took the grandsons to the carnival that they have up at Coolangatta the other night, and I looked after Bridget and she brought me back a bag of fairy floss. Oh, I love fairy floss. So I just thought that'd be good just to tip that in there at the front page so I can still lift it up there and do something under there when I want to. Okay, so this month's prompts for the hashtag my year 2017 is confetti, bubbles and bling. And I thought I would start off, I'm actually going to separate them and not put the three together. So I can use this page here. I'm actually going to start with bubbles, and then I thought this page I can use the background for confetti, and this one here will be bling, so that works out really well. And it's more or less the next 3 weeks of January, so I think that worked out pretty good. Now what I'm going to do now, I have got some paper paint on here already, and I have got some little circles that sort of look like bubbles, but I'm going to put a little bit more paint on my background. So that's what I'm going to do now. So to start with, I'm just going to use this Tim Holtz stampersanonymous.com stencil. And I'm going to use a little bit of white. It's right here on my table. Can't see for looking. Okay, and I'm just going to add a little bit more to my background using the white acrylic paint. And I'm using my finger to put it on. Like, you could use a sponge or a dabber or something like that, but with my finger I can actually push it down and swirl it round so that the majority of the paint will go to the outside rim of the stencil, if you know what I mean. It makes a different effect to it than if you just dabbed it on. I'll show you what I mean. So there. So can you see that? I'll bring it up a bit. See that effect? And then you get kind of like a little off spray of the paint around the circles, which sort of looks like bubbles to me. Well, does look like bubbles. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my Stabilo All Pencil, and I'm just going to draw some circles on here just lightly that I'm going to try and paint into bubbles. I have been studying up on how to paint bubbles, and it looks wonderful, but I don't know, I've been having a bit of trouble with it. So I'm just going to roughly draw some round circles very lightly. Okay, I think that'll, just one more over here, I think. Okay, so now I'm going to get a bit of my black paint. There it is. And a fine brush. Let me see. I really don't think I have one. That one might be all right. It's very got that one, that's a bit thick. I really need to go and get a fine liner, don't I? What else have I got here? That one might be alright. We'll try this one. And I'm just going to water that down just a little. And I'm just going to paint a circle, or paint over the circles that I just drew. And then before that dries, I am going to get another dry brush and just sort of smudge that down somehow. See, that dried off pretty fast, so when I was practicing these the other day, I was able to get like 3 on the page and done it once, but oh, it's so hard. I have fun though. I'm going to try them. So now this time I might just do the top of the circle, and I'll drag it down while it's still wet. See, that is drying really fast. Okay. The main thing is I'm having a go. I'm not going to let it worry me too much if they don't really turn out like bubbles. I would love them to be perfect, but yeah, it doesn't always happen that way. So that looks pretty cool so far. And I think with a lot of these things, it's really just practice. Just as it is with everything else. So I need a bit more there. Okay. So I'll put this in to fast forward, and then I'll come back for when I'm going to do the next step. Alright, so that's the first part. Now I want to dry that up again. Get the black off that and dry it. Now the second part is to more or less do the same thing, but put the white down the bottom. I've got a bit of white there. So I'm just going to turn this up because it's easier for me to do. It's just easier for me to do. Right. Now that should be dry. So now you just put a layer of the white down the bottom. That's not enough. And you get your brush again and shade it. Right, so that's that done. Alright, so that's the white. So there are blah blah blah. There are quite a few people on YouTube that are more or less professional painters. So if you just search how to paint bubbles, you'll be able to see how to do it a lot better than mine. I actually think I need some more white, like it's not white enough down the bottom. But that's okay, I'm going to leave it like that, because all you do now, once you've done the shading for the top and the shading for the top with the black and then the shading for the bottom with the white, then you just pick up a little bit more of the white paint, and depending where your light reflection is, so I think I'm going to have mine coming that way because of that way, top to bottom, sorry. So all you do then is just go in and put a little white mark at the top and a little one for where it's coming out at the bottom. I might actually dry that up first because that's still... Okay, so that's it more or less. I think I need a lot more practice with it, but to me it looks okay and they look like bubbles so far. Pretty bubbles on a page. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now I might just go in and just draw a couple more little bubbles to finish my background off with I'm just going to draw a few more circles just here. Alright, so I'm going to call my background done. That's my bubble page, and with my background I wasn't worrying because my artist for the month is Shabala Self. I didn't worry about doing any abstract sort of layout for the background, but when I come back and do what I've been doing for this week on my background, I will most probably have some more of her style in that. So that's just a quick video on how I done my bubbles for my background. Not really sure if they look like bubbles, but I'll get there. It just takes a lot more practice. And instead of using the black paint, I could have went in with the blue, like with a blue, but I just decided to use the black. I just wanted to stand out a little bit more. So that's my background page done, and I'll pop back on and show you what my week was like at the end of the week. I just wanted to show you another page that I done with bubbles on it that actually look a bit more like bubbles. See these ones here? So I think it's just practice. So that was just a quick showing of those bubbles there. You'll see, you most probably see that the video of that page in the coming weeks. Alright, so thanks for watching. You all have a great day, and let me know if you go out and try to paint some bubbles. I'll come and watch. I'll come and see. Okay, bye-bye.